Hello from Freedom, Indiana. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I hope you will contact me through horningforsenate.com, Twitter, Facebook, or my publicly available address and phone number. We the people can't afford to be silenced and suppressed anymore. We need to talk. Hi, I'm Andrew Horning of horningforsenate.com, the Libertarian candidate for U.S. Senate and author of Relighting the Torch. Since I have very little time, I'll assume you know our country's an internally divided mess. Our actual national debt, including the unfunded Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid liabilities that incumbents will not address, is well over $200 trillion now. Yet we've funded and trained and armed both sides of every violent conflict, many of which we created ourselves, all over the world. We're bleeding money out of the country, and here at home wasting it on cronyism and increasingly corrupt politics. We've had growing border problems since, frankly, the Reagan administration, but now we're literally paying and transporting in, by air as well as land and sea, unscreened foreigners, many of whom are mad about what we did to their homelands and families. And some have been voting. All our constant loss of rights and wealth has been getting worse and worse under both Democratic and Republican parties. But let's focus on the good news. Our Declaration of Independence says that, quote, mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed, unquote. Have we suffered enough? Are we ready to abolish the corruption to which we've become accustomed? In spite of warnings from our founders, as well as heroes like General Smedley Butler, presidents like Truman, Eisenhower, and Kennedy, and of course libertarians like Ron Paul, nearly all of us had been voting for the same crony puppet show parties and career politicians we all know to be corrupt and tearing us apart. Now, thank God, we the people are waking up. While you'll never hear this in the establishment's media, there are now hundreds of libertarian office holders across the USA, with over 20 just here in Indiana. People are starting to understand that our votes are our weapons of peaceful revolution, so that we don't have to have the other kind. I'm the only constitutionalist in this race. I'm certainly the only choice to oppose the corrupt system the others have chosen to represent. And I'm already on the general election ballot for 2024. So before you cast your votes, please look me up at horningforsenate.com. Please ask all the candidates tough questions and expect full and honest answers. If we want to change anything for the better, we have to first change our votes. Have a great day, and please be free.
I'm Dr. Valerie McCray, and I'm running for U.S. Senate. The thing is, I'm a psychologist, and I got into this because I felt like that's what's missing in DC. We're missing someone who understands business, who understands life from a mental health perspective, because all of us have issues that we know someone, or we know someone who knows someone that we're either afraid of or afraid for because of their mental health issues. I worked in the prisons. I worked for my brain is like coffee. I need coffee. I do disability evaluations for veterans. So I do PTSD evaluations to make sure everyone gets their disability money so that they can live after war. But you know what? I think I just need to switch gears, because this is a chamber of commerce. And so let's talk about money. Let's talk about money. I want to tell you about, I'm going to switch from talking about me to talking about a young man that I raised, which is my son, Ryan. I had to figure out, how do I get a young black male in the inner city raised and be okay? So he said, Mom, I want a scooter. And I said, I tell you what, Ryan, we have $60,000. Let's open a scooter company. We opened a European Italian scooter company in Indianapolis, Indiana. That got so much attention that they asked us to move it to their major mall, the same mall that has Tiffany's and Burberry's, an upper end mall. And I talk to Tesla all the time, the people that work at Tesla, and told them, hey, without me, you would not have had this mall rezoned to have vehicles in this mall. So you need to just give me a Tesla, okay? That didn't work. But that young man, the business fell into 2005 where it just tanked. You know, I have this thing about perseverance. That's my strength. I just persevered through. But in business, you got to know when to fold. And I didn't fold soon enough, so we went, you know, we crashed. But that's okay because he went on to college. He went on for 11 years to work for the State Department. So he was in one of those departments where you can't really tell who will have to kill you or things like that. So, and from the Air Force, Special Investigations for the Air Force. And then after that, he worked, he's now a chaplain for the Navy. So because of business, I understand business and how important it is to our families and their development. I'm Dr. Valerie McCray, and I'm running for U.S. Senate. I'm going to bring to that office more than just a psychologist, but someone who represents us across a lot of different areas. Again, I'm Dr. Valerie McCray, and I look forward to being your next senator.
Hello, my name is Mark Lopez. I serve as a senior advisor in the office of Congressman Frank Mrvan. He had prior obligations which prevent him from attending this morning, but did ask that I say a few brief remarks on his behalf. To begin, we'd like to thank the Duneland Chamber of Commerce for hosting today's forum. It's critically and vitally important in a democracy to bring people together to interact and hear from the candidates and hear from the public. So thank you, wonderful staff, for creating this opportunity. For all of your membership and their talented workforce who do so much more than just invest their money, but they invest their time in any number of charitable activities which help make this region great. Congressman Frank Mrvan serves on two committees of jurisdiction, one Education and Workforce, and the other the Veterans Affairs Committee. He also has the distinct privilege and honor of serving as the past chairman, now vice chairman of the Congressional Steel Caucus. From those positions, he's taken a leadership role, most importantly, in the passage of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. That legislation was the largest investment in our nation's roads, bridges, ports, waterways, airports, and broadband internet in our lifetime. Those monies are not just incidental. Those monies are building 5 bridges at grade separations throughout Northwest Indiana to improve public safety and improve the flow of commerce. Those monies are investing in the double track project and the extension project, which will improve our mass transit and improve economic opportunities throughout our region. Those monies are supporting water investment projects to remove septics and put them on municipal water to improve the values of the homes and the communities that we all live in. Also in that legislation was the designations of hydrogen hubs. Congressman Mrvan worked in close coordination with Governor Holcomb and Purdue University, as well as BP's Whitten refinery, and was successful in getting a designation which will be transformational for our region. It will be very strong and supportive to maintain that industrial base along our shoreline. It will improve the environment, but also improve the economy so that if you choose to want to work at a refinery in Northwest Indiana and your grandchildren want to, if that's their choice, they will be there. It provided so much certainty. You are seeing interest in investments along that shoreline grow. Following that, as on his position on the Veterans Affairs Committee, he was very proud to be a leader in the VA PACT Act. The VA PACT Act is a situation where it demonstrates that legislators can learn from past mistakes. Now, if you are a reservist and you have ended your active duty time, whether it be from the radiation exposure to toxic burn pits, you now will have access to health care. But in closing, what's on the ballot today is going to be critical for freedom, women's freedom of reproductive health. The reality is, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, you now have a situation, a circumstance where any number of states are making very draconian laws that are putting women's life in jeopardy, whether it be a 10-year-old in Ohio. But with that, I do need to end. I just simply want to point out there is a choice in this election. Please consider Frank Mrvan wants to restore Roe v. Wade and codify it in law. Thank you.
I know next on your list is Mark Leva, and I'm not Mark. I didn't see him here, so I stood up. I'm Randy Niemeyer, Republican candidate for U.S. Congress in the 1st District here in Indiana. Good to see you today, Mark. Thanks for your remarks. I am currently a Lake County councilman. This is my 2nd year in Lake County Council. I served 12 years on the Cedar Lake Town Council, 10 years as the president, and I'm the owner of Niemeyer Milk Transfer Incorporated. And I am the only candidate in all of this country who has 3 million miles of truck driving experience. So I bring with me a perspective to government that is one of, in local government, balanced budgets. We don't spend what we don't have, and many of you who serve in local government here know that. And as a business owner, I bring with me the responsibility of providing a living for many people, making an impact in my community. I'll bring that perspective with me to Washington. Right now, we see an economy that's not working for everyone. We see that over 8.5 million people have to work a second or third job to just make ends meet. And over 60% of working people don't have enough money to tackle a $500 family emergency. This is a problem that was created by our federal government by spending money that we don't have, creating inflation. We have lawlessness in this country that's running rampant throughout our country, creating economic instability and people that don't feel safe in their own homes. We see global unrest around the world right now. We need to bring back an era of peace and prosperity, and it starts with good domestic policy. I'll bring my local government, small business approach to the federal government, and we will start solving problems. What you can expect from me from day one is that, like I do every day and like I was doing before I came here, I just got out of a truck this morning to come here, is I will put my work boots on every single day. I will lace them up tight, and I will work as long as it takes to solve the problems that so many of us face in today's world and in today's economy. Vote for Randy Niemeyer for Congress in 2024. Thank you.
I have to start off by saying morning be good so that I can declare my day instead of good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of our community, I stand before you today not just as a candidate, but someone deeply invested in the well-being and progress of District 4 and the state of Indiana. My name is Erika Robinson-Watkins, and I am running for State Representative District 4. I come before you with a clear vision, one that prioritizes crucial aspects of our society, including women's health, education, and the cost of living. Women's health is not just a matter of healthcare, it's a matter of dignity, autonomy, and equality. Every woman in our district, our country, deserves access to comprehensive healthcare, including reproductive health services and the right to make informative decisions for and about her body. Indiana's current ranking on women's health is 39th nationally. Laws that are being enacted in Indianapolis by our current leadership are creating an obstetrician desert in our small communities. The Indiana Maternal Mortality Review Annual Report states that we must have comprehensive health care for women who are pregnant or postpartum in an effort to lower maternal deaths. Yet, OBs are leaving our state because of laws that prevent them from providing total care for women. As your representative, I will fight tirelessly to regain the fundamental right and protect and expand women's health care throughout the state of Indiana. Second, education. Recent state budgets have shown that we are heading down a path of dismantling public education, whether it is underfunding rural and urban schools, denying teachers pay rates, or overfunding an unregulated school choice system. We are weakening our public education system. It's time that we address the ongoing teacher shortage and focus again on our students' education as priority in the state of Indiana. And third, cost of living. Countless families in our community. No one should have to choose between putting a roof over their head, food on their table, or medication just to stay alive. It's just something that we shouldn't even have to talk about. Current legislation has increased our utility costs, greatly impacting District 4 and many throughout the state. We must stop utilities from making customers bear the cost of doing business and keep utility bills for Hoosiers throughout the state down. My vision doesn't stop at these points. Only 3 minutes won't allow me to say more. But please know that my candidacy is not just about winning an election. It's about building a better future for all residents of District 4 and the state of Indiana. It's about standing up for what's right and fighting for the values we all hold dear.
I humbly ask your support and your vote, not just for me, but for the vision we share as a community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Duneland Chamber of Commerce. Very quickly, 3 minutes, it's got to be real quick. Very quickly, I just want to let you know that we just completed the 2024 session just this past month in the middle of March. During that time, I authored, co-authored, or sponsored 16 bills and resolutions, most of which got passed. The one thing I wanted to talk about this morning very quickly is that my passion in the General Assembly for the last 14 years has been about working people. I've been the standard bearer, the champion for organized labor, making certain that working people were getting a living and fair wage, that they were receiving the health care that they needed for their families, putting a roof over their head and food on the table. I serve on the Employment, Labor, and Pensions Committee. I serve on the Pension Management Oversight Commission. I serve on Veterans Affairs and Public Safety. I've also served on the Public Health Committee, the Energy Committee, and the Roads and Transportation Committee while I've been in House of Representatives. So, if you would like to take a look at the bills, the 16 bills and resolutions that I shepherded through the Indiana General Assembly this past session, you can go to the Indiana House Democratic Caucus website and scroll down to Chuck Mosely, 10th District, and it has all the details because I can't do it all in 3 minutes to let you know what we were able to accomplish in this past session. So I'm going to finish this up with just 2 short things. First of all, in the 14 years I've been in the legislature, never once, not one time, have I ever seen a bill introduced or a bill passed that tries to tell a man what he can or cannot do with his body. And the second thing is that we had a very interesting anniversary last week, and it was the 50-year anniversary of a woman having the right to get a credit card without a man's permission. And I've seen this state and this country going backwards when it comes to equality, and I want to continue to be your state representative and fight to help push it forward. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Duneland Chamber of Commerce. Thanks everybody for showing up early in the morning. Bye-bye.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Curtis Hill. I'm the former Attorney General for the state of Indiana, and I'm running for governor because I am convinced that Hoosiers are hungry for proven conservative leadership. And the most important word I just said was proven. How do you know somebody's going to do what they say they will do? Based on what they've done. Based on what they've done. We are facing a horrible situation in this country. The federal government has let us down. The people that we send to Washington, D.C. don't get the job done, like this microphone. And it's time for us to elect solid leadership here at home that will fight for us in Indiana and fight for us in Washington, D.C. as well. Folks, we are witnessing the assault on truth, the manipulation of justice, the weaponization of race that's designed to keep you silent, and the sexualization of our children. It's time for us to rise up and fight back. But don't just let politicians walk up here and say a laundry list of things that they will do. Base it on what they have done. I believe in America. I believe in freedom. I believe in a culture of life. That's why when 2,411 Indiana aborted babies were found discovered in an abandoned garage in the state of Illinois, as your Attorney General, I took action. We opened up an investigation for 6 months. We went into Illinois. We brought the babies back. We buried them here on Indiana soil. Why? To establish their humanity in death that was denied them in life. I believe in a culture of life. I believe in freedom, liberty, your liberty. That's why in 2020, when Governor Holcomb issued his mask mandate, announced he was going to make Hoosiers wear masks, as your Attorney General on that same day, I put a stop to it, telling the governor he had no authority under the Emergency Orders Act or the Constitution to create a Class B misdemeanor. I believe in liberty. And ladies and gentlemen, I believe in truth. Truth, basic truth. And that's why when the Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles created a third gender, as your Attorney General, I put a stop to it. They put a third gender on the driver's license, an X, for non-binary. We stopped it. Why? Because the truth is there are only two genders, male and female, and that's worth fighting for. It is time for us to return to basic values in this state. As your governor, the first thing we'll do is we will eliminate the Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity. Not because I don't believe in diversity, I do believe in diversity, but not at the cost of excellence. We believe in inclusion, but not at the cost of competence. And we believe in equity, but not at the cost of fairness. It's time to restore Indiana to who we are moving forward, to make it a safe place to raise a family and the best place to start a business. My name is Curtis Hill. Go to curtishill.com. Thank you very much for your attention. God bless you.
Good morning, Duneland Chamber of Commerce. Macy and I wish we could be there with you this morning. Unfortunately, we have to be in a different part of the state. I'm Erik Doden. I'm married to my wife, Macy. We've been married for 25 years, and we have 5 kids between the ages of 23 and 18. So if you're doing some quick math, we had 4 kids in 4 years, 10 months in the early 2000s, and we do not remember much about the 2000s. But my grandfather was an Iowa farm boy who went to Moody Bible Institute and then pastored for 40 years throughout the state of Indiana in small churches all over the state. And he played a significant role in my life growing up. We used to see him almost every day. He taught me a couple principles that I've used in leadership my whole career. One is that faith without works is dead. He was adamant that we had to put our faith to work. And without vision, people perish. So what you can expect from me as governor is a bold vision for the people of Indiana. That's what our Indiana Main Street initiative is about. For 50 years, we have ignored and forgotten our small towns in Indiana, where 2.5 million people live. And that's just wrong. And we're gonna have a plan of $100 million a year for 8 years to restore small towns all over the state of Indiana. We also have a regional cities initiative that allowed 13 regions to begin to go on the path of being nationally recognized economies and be in places where they're top 100 of places to live in America. Places like Muncie, Marion, Anderson, Terre Haute, Richmond, Kokomo are excited to be on this journey. But what's the point of having a great economy if we do not protect the vulnerable? That's why I'm ardently pro-life. It's not just a religious issue for me, it's also a human rights issue. But we can do more. We're the first candidate in the country to have a zero-cost adoption policy that will allow our 13,000 kids in foster care to be part of a loving home. But beyond that, there's not just the cost of adoption, but it's the cost of aftercare. As we've talked to adoptive parents all over the state, they're excited about the fact that this fund will also help with some of the expensive costs of the aftercare that many families experience. And we know that when families are distressed financially, it distresses their marriage. And then finally, there's 30 agency heads, and we are the only candidate that said that every agency head will have to reapply for their job. They manage 30,000 people and $22 billion in state revenue and $22 billion in federal revenue, and we simply must have the best leaders who will serve the people of Indiana. So I'm going to ask you for some things today. I'm going to ask you to roll up your sleeves and put your faith to work. I'm going to ask you to have a bold vision for your community. And I'm going to ask you to pray for us. Pray for all of us. Pray for us as we travel for safety. Pray for wisdom. And pray for a servant's heart. As you get to higher levels of leadership, people begin to tell you what they think you want to hear, not what you need to hear. Please do not do that to us. Hold us accountable to be a good partner to you and your community. And I'm asking for your vote on May 7th. Thank you.
Do you have 2 minutes? 2 minutes for freedom, which is now being painted by politicians as something they uphold. But where were they when people were losing their loved ones and not able to see them in hospitals, or losing their jobs because they didn't take the vaccine? Freedom doesn't require religious exemption, my friends. Thanks to the many servicemen and women that have given their lives and continue to, we are free. Do you have 2 minutes for our children who are suffering from Indiana's education programs failing them? Only 34% of 3rd through 8th grade passed ILEARN test, and that's after the state lowered the passing rate to 38%. You can fill Gamebridge Fieldhouse 2.5 times with the amount of 3rd through 8th graders that failed ILEARN just in Marion County alone. Do you have 2 minutes for big government? Well, too bad. It will take much longer for me to go into detail about every department, committee, and let's not even get started on the IEDC and LEAP. Enough is enough. Taxes have to come down, but first, the government has to be brought back to size, and that is an effort we will be bringing statewide. If you listened this long, I know you have 2 minutes for life. Life that begins in the womb and has a right to be protected with no exceptions. Women are brave and beautiful and know, as we all do, that all roads lead somewhere. The person who stands for life at the end of their road is life. Those that devalue life in one area will reflect that same philosophy in all of their policies. We don't have 2 minutes for compromise. My name is Jamie Reitenour. Being governor of the state of Indiana to me means serving every Hoosier. I am only here because my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ called me and has given me agape love for the state of Indiana. My head of education, Paige Miller, Mom for Liberty, 30 years experience in the classroom, master's in administration. We are bringing leaders to the table that will give you more than 2 minutes. They are giving you the next 4 years of their life to prove that Indiana is no longer the flyover state. We are the no-fly zone for politics. We believe in Indiana goodness. Do you have more than 2 minutes? Join us.
Good morning, Duneland. First of all, thank you for the invite, and I also want to thank all of you because I know you're busy people and you have choices. I am Jennifer McCormick. I am running for governor in the great state of Indiana, and I'm going to win this thing. I'm going to win. Who am I? I was born and raised in Indiana. I'm a fourth-generation farm family, so I hope that rain is in Henry County. I also was a teacher. I was a principal. I was a local superintendent for 7.5 years before becoming your last elected state superintendent of public instruction. During that time, I stayed true to my values. I ran as a Republican because I believe in empowering people, because I taught kids for 20 years that character mattered, because I watched what was happening with the lack of fiscal responsibility. I switched parties to the Democratic Party, and I have not looked back. I am also married to a chemist turned educator, a longtime wrestling coach, which I know there are some wrestling up in this area of the state. I also am a proud military mom. My son is a cyber officer stationed down in San Antonio. So we are a family where public service matters. Why am I running? I'm running because we deserve better than what we are getting now. We deserve a governor who will restore our reproductive rights and freedoms. We deserve a governor who will champion unapologetically for education, including childcare and universal pre-K. I am running because we deserve better wages. We deserve to uplift our unions, and we also deserve to be better than 47th in the nation in annual wage growth. We deserve better than that. We also deserve a government who will be accountable and transparent and fiscally responsible. We deserve it all. When we do that, our state will thrive. When we do that, our businesses will be successful. When we do that, our workforce and our consumers will be healthy and educated. We deserve all of that. My concern is we have a choice of what our tomorrow looks like, and it is clear. Some of our Republican friends want us to believe it is full of fear and chaos and doomsday. I choose to believe it's full of optimism and opportunity. But it is a choice. And I've got Republicans, Democrats, and independents who have said, we're with you. Our grass coalition is strong, and I hope you join us. You can learn more at McCormickforGov.com, and I will continue to fight for every Hoosier, put people over politics all day long, like I've proven to do as a state superintendent. Again, at McCormickforGovernor.com, I really would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Good evening, my fellow Republicans. I'm sorry I'm not able to join you all tonight, but I hope you have a wonderful time. I'm Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, and I'm asking for your support in my campaign to be the next governor of Indiana. As governor, I will fight Bidenomics by axing the tax. Yes, we will eliminate Indiana's individual income tax so you can keep more of your money. In fact, the average Hoosier taxpayer will save $2,000 a year under my plan. We will also cut government spending, create more jobs, increase economic activity, and improve our quality of life. The media, big spending bureaucrats, and my opponents are screaming bloody murder and saying it can't be done. But what they are really saying is that government doesn't have enough of your money and you have too much. It's simple. I fundamentally believe you know how to spend your money better than the government. I'm running for governor to boldly lead Indiana into the future and to protect our conservative values. I will lead the fight to axe the tax and protect Indiana from Communist China's attempts to control our farmland. Together, we will eliminate the stigma surrounding mental illness and addiction, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with law enforcement and enforce our crime laws to the fullest. We will also protect the most vulnerable in our society. I was proud to cast the tie-breaking vote to toughen Indiana's abortion laws, and today, Indiana is one of the most pro-life states in America. We haven't come this far just to come this far. Do we have challenges ahead? Of course we do. But if we are bold and we stick to our conservative principles, our best days are ahead. I'm Suzanne Crouch, and I am grateful for your support for Governor.
Good morning. Thank you for being here and allowing me to introduce myself to you. My name is Leslie Nuss Bamesberger, and I'm running to be your next state senator for District 5. I'm running for office simply because I want Indiana to be a better place where all are welcome and all are cared for. I'm running because I want Hoosiers to have clean air, clean water, and healthy soil. I'm running because I know that clean energy is good for the economy, and it is the future, even though the technology is not new. I am running because I believe that when we support our public schools, our communities are stronger and our children do better. And as the mother of a child with special needs, I know how important public education is, especially to our children. They have only had public education for a little over 50 years. Don't take it away from us. I am running because we need more women in the State House, moms and wives like me, so that our voices are heard. I am running because my opponent shrugged when I told him how easily I could have died, bleeding to death during a miscarriage, and that I would have left behind 2 children who need me, and as you know, 1 who has special needs. Women should be able to get the health care they need when they need it, and not force the men in our lives to stand idly by and unable to help. I am running because when faced with a $1 billion shortfall, that's right, $1 billion, the GOP supermajority immediately voted to eliminate a program called Attendant Care, something that prevented families who care for the most medically fragile children from sinking into poverty. And my opponent sits on the head of the Health and Human Services Committee. And I know something about that because of my work with children with special needs. And I'm in those homes where sometimes it's a single parent because their spouse has died and they are caring for a child who is in a wheelchair. And they need our support. And they benefit from our support. But I know that when we care for all, including the vulnerable and our seniors, we thrive as a community. And we create safe spaces where the economy works, where businesses want to be, and we have a state that holds on to jobs and creates even more. A GOP supermajority does not have to listen to the people, and in order to stay in power, they've been making it harder to vote, and they have redrawn district maps in their favor. Breaking the supermajority is a step in the right direction so that your voice is heard. Help me flip this seat for more equality. I have been honing my skills as an advocate for many years, and I want to be your advocate for your children, for your future, to help all of us be our best selves and for a bright future together. You deserve more, Porter County. So in November, just remember, and now, if you want more, vote for less. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Kevin Breitzke. I have the honor of being your Porter County Surveyor since 1997. I enjoy giving personal service to the Porter County citizens and made that the highest priority of this office by being available and helping with drainage, property, and surveying issues in as timely and efficient a manner as possible. I've been a professional land surveyor for 40 years, a professional engineer for 36 years, and am a certified floodplain manager. I graduated from Valparaiso University with a bachelor's in civil engineering and have over 47 years experience in surveying and engineering. I've served on many boards and commissions, including Porter County Plan Commission. I was president from 2003 to 2007, Porter County Stormwater Management Board, Kankakee River Basin Commission, Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, where I was on the executive board for 9 years and a chairman, and also served on different committees with NERC. I'm also currently the vice chairperson of the Indiana Association of Floodplain and Stormwater Management, and have been on the Lake Michigan Coastal Advisory Board for 5 years. As an active member of Plan Commission, I will continue to promote positive planning practices to protect, preserve, and improve the infrastructure, land, and environment for all our citizens, institutions, and businesses. As a member of the Stormwater Management Board, I will continue to assist to improve stormwater quality and resolve drainage issues with cost-effective solutions. As County Surveyor, I will continue the perpetuation of important survey markers, reference points, and benchmarks by working with municipal, state, and federal agencies as they plan roads and public works projects. These survey monuments affect all property ownership, and their preservation is a constant challenge due to excavation, construction, utility, and road work. I will continue to add to the surveyor records available at no charge to the public that are archived on the Porter County Surveyor webpage. As an active member of Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, I will continue to help create, coordinate, and communicate opportunities for the benefit of various agencies, municipalities, townships, and county departments involved with Porter County government and the citizens of Northwest Indiana. I enjoy the challenges of this office and will continue to promote adoption of positive changes for everyone's best quality of life. I am committed to improving my lifelong home, Porter County. Both sides of my family have been here since before 1900. I have no desire to ever live or work anywhere else. I thank the citizens of Porter County for allowing me to serve.
My name is Jimmy Albarran, and yes, Jimmy is my given legal name. I am the Republican candidate for the Porter County Treasurer's Office. I was deputized as the Chief Deputy Treasurer 8 years ago, and I have run the day-to-day operation of the Treasurer's Office for these 8 years. I know the office, I know the job in great detail. It takes 2 years to train a deputy treasurer. I was hired because of my background in IT, accounting, tax, and tax compliance. It's a small office of 5, and we need to get as much background as we can. We have 2 managers, the treasurer, the chief deputy, and 3 clerical staff. And so we need that background to effectively run the office. I was hired by the treasurer of the opposite party because of my background, because of my abilities. The treasurer's office is not political in the sense that we don't decide where money is spent. And we don't have the decision over overall county functions. It's a functional office. We collect taxes, we manage, we report. And that's the political side of it wasn't near as important. And I was hired under a Democrat treasurer. Taxes, people don't like to pay. And it takes a con to deal with people who come in are a little hot. And you're laughing, but it's very true. I don't even like to pay taxes, but I do. I spent 30 years as an ordained minister dealing with people and problems. And when people come in and are upset, it does take a calm to deal with them and help them to understand what the problems are, help them walk through what solutions there might be, and just to deal with them in a kind and calm fashion. It also takes a little bit of a personal touch. When I came into the position, there was a problem with churches that were not paying taxes. They weren't aware that they owed some taxes, and they were going to the tax sale rolls. And because of that, I personally went around to inform them. There are a number of accomplishments we've had in the office. We've reduced the staff levels because of automation and back office things that I was able to do. Remember, vote for me, Jimmy Albarran, for Porter County Treasurer.
It's an honor and privilege to speak on behalf of my neighbor and colleague, Laura Shurr Blaney. Laura and I have been friends for nearly 30 years. Laura and her husband Ken are lifelong residents of Porter County, where they've raised their 4 children while breathing life into their small business, Kelsey's Steakhouse. Passion for serving others is in Laura's DNA. For 18 years now, Laura has served the citizens of Porter County as an elected official, 6 as a member of our county council, and the last 12 as Porter County Commissioner. As a member of our county council, Laura cared for our tax dollars, especially the proceeds we received from the sale of our county hospital. Laura championed the effort to create the state law making our foundation possible and worked to refine the law following the passage to maximize the fund's earning potential while growing the capital. In 8 years, the capital in the fund has grown to $180 million while generating $40 million in interest, which has been put to work building and maintaining our county facilities, saving all of us tax dollars. Laura has served as the Foundation Board President for the last 5 years. While she holds a bachelor's and master's degree of science, she is presently attending law school, furthering her education. Laura is a citizen servant and a lifelong learner. Today, Laura seeks your support for the office of County Treasurer. Your County Treasurer is the caretaker of our dollars. Through her work on our County Council, our Board of Commissioners, and President of our County Foundation, Laura has proven herself equal to the task. Laura is a devoted spouse, an extraordinary mom, an inspirational leader, a courageous servant, and a dear friend. I was blessed to serve with former County Treasurers Mike Bucko and Michelle Clancy. I know firsthand what it takes to be a great County Treasurer, as does the Northwest Indiana Realtors Association, which endorsed Laura last Friday. Laura is qualified and has the experience to serve as our County Treasurer. I hope you, your family, your friends, and colleagues will give her every consideration on May 7th. Thank you.
I'm going to try to give my life story in 3 minutes, which is tough for a lawyer to get paid by the word normally, so we'll see how it is. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan Whitten, and I'm running for Commissioner District 1 Porter County. For those of you who do know me, it's good to see you again. That's the one good thing about campaigns, you get to reconnect with old friends. So just to tell you a little bit about my background, currently, I have a law practice with my wife Stacy, Whitten & Whitten, where we have law offices in Portage and in Maryville. So like many of you, I'm a small business owner, and I understand the struggles, stripes, and challenges that as a small business owner we face. Historically, I spent nearly my entire adult life in some form of public service, helping others. I was a combat helicopter flight medic in the United States Army, where I had the privilege of serving my country in countries where democracy, decency, and humanity were just a distant dream. I appreciate this country, and I appreciate the notion of treating each other equally and decently through this thing we call life. After that, and a little bit during that, I was a police officer of many years. And during that time, I understood compassion and helping folks through a very difficult time, as life will challenge us with at times. I also served 16 years on your Porter County Council as a councilman at large. During that time, I spent most of it as chairman of that board. Also, I was the incorporator of that foundation that Mr. Wislinski just mentioned. In fact, I wrote its bylaws and worked with consultants to create its investment policy, which to date has earned about 6.1% average per year, which has brought tens of millions of dollars into this county. I'm running for commissioner because I believe in a no-nonsense approach to government. My reputation as a councilman was I was fiscally conservative and I was honest. I didn't say things I didn't mean, and I didn't make promises I didn't intend to keep. And that's what we need. We need a watchdog. We need checks and balances. And above all, we need honesty. I need to look you in the eyes, and you need to know that I'm telling you the truth when I tell you I can or cannot do something. And as your commissioner in 4 years, if you give me that privilege and that pleasure, I'm telling you what you're going to get from me is a hard-working commissioner, a hard-working person who has proven themselves to understand your needs, zoning, infrastructure, roads. Those are all things we need, right? Zoning has to make sense so that everybody has a shot at the American dream, not just some. As your commissioner, that's what you're going to get from me. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not Dean. I'm Ed Morales. For the last 16 years, I've served as trustee of Porter Township and the Porter Township's representative on the Northwest Indiana Regional Plan Commission. A township trustee serves as a township executive. The county commissioner serves as a county executive. The roles of the two are strikingly similar. I presently serve 9,576 citizens. That's roughly 40% of the total population residing in District 1. The district I hope to represent as your South County Commissioner. Over the course of the last 16 years, Porter Township has been recognized twice as the #1 township of the 1,014 townships in Indiana by the Indiana Township Association. Over the course of the last 16 years, I've been honored to serve as both treasurer and vice president of the ITA, largely as a legacy of my leadership in Porter Township. I hope to serve Porter County as I have served Porter Township, and you should expect nothing else. Porter Township mirrors that of Porter County in that we are fiercely independent and fiercely patriotic. That despite political affiliation, we value hard work, value driven, and protect the preservation of our character, of our property, and our quality of life. Care for our farmers, care for our roads, care for our cemeteries, care for the safety and well-being of our citizens, care for our most vulnerable in need. Our township standards are demanding, excellence is expected. If you want to know how I will serve the citizens of Porter County, look no further than how I've served Porter Township. In addition to my service as Porter Township Executive, I work as a journeyman machinist at a small business located here in Porter County. My wife Sarah and I are proud residents of Porter County our entire adult lives. And my heartfelt desire is to help create a county where our families will be proud to work, live, and build a good life for themselves. A safe, healthy, affordable place to live, a place to call home. I am confident I will serve you well if elected. I can assure you I will never take your faith in me for granted. Thank you, I appreciate your consideration. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and thank you, Duneland, for sponsoring this wonderful event. Thank you.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Dane Lafata, and since there's a Dan and a Dean who wasn't here and a Dane running, I'll give you a way to remember my name. It's pronounced like the dog breed, the Great Dane, but I'm not a dog, clearly, and if you want to use great in front of my name, I'll leave that up to you guys. But I'm here today because after 8 successful years on the Chestertown Council, I am running for the Porter County Commissioners, District 3 North Seat. When I first joined the Chestertown Council, we had an HR problem. The employees weren't happy, but after listening to the employees and the department heads, we were able to solve that HR problem and make Chesterton a better place to work. And I'm going to do the same at the county level. But I must admit that my least favorite part of campaigning and holding office is events like this. And I knew this invite was coming and I was dreading it. And so I've had it for about a month and I've had to think, why do I dislike speaking here so much? And it's not a fear of public speaking. I think I'm kind of good at it. I attended Wabash College and was a youth pastor for a couple of years. I even preached on a Sunday night. So I've got lots of practice speaking in front of people. It's not the topic. This is literally the easiest topic anybody could ever speak on. Why Dane Lafata should be elected commissioner. And I could speak on it for hours. Thank God I won't though. What bothers me about giving this address is that I'm going to speak for 3 minutes and you're going to sit there and listen. And that's the extent of our interaction. And I fear many people running for office and holding office are too comfortable with this type of dynamic. They think they know everything, they have all the answers, and in the end, their way is the right way and often the only way. I am much more comfortable sitting down with you as we discuss how we can make Porter County a better place. As your next Porter County Commissioner, I will be dedicated to an open and transparent government that treats all residents and visitors with respect and dignity. I will meet with anyone who wants to improve Porter County or has issues with what's going on in the county. I will hold town hall style meetings where we can sit down and discuss the issues. I will listen to you, and I'll hold those at least twice a year. I'm interested in what your input is on the county, because it's our county and we've got to make it better together. Over the next 7 months, I look forward to getting to know everybody, getting out there in the county and meeting the voters. I'm sure they will find I am not as big and scary as I look. I'm as big as I look, just not nearly as scary. But I'm there to listen and to make Porter County a better place. I struggled with how to end this speech, what take home I was going to give you. And what I determined is I couldn't pass up the opportunity to talk directly in the audience to those people that are running for offices in Indy and DC. As you listen to the goals of the people running for county offices and what they need and what they want, they can't do it alone. They need your help from Indy and DC. So please listen to us, work with us, and help us make Porter County and our cities and towns in Indiana better. And thank you to the Duneland Chamber of Commerce for hosting the event. The turnout in both the audience and the speakers shows that this is a quality and important event. Thank you.
Jim Biggs is a lifelong resident of Porter County and has been serving the citizens of our county for 21 years. 16 years as our commissioner, 5 as a member of our Porter County Council. Spanning 7 generations, Jim's family is among the founding families of Porter County. For 6 years, Jim served as a fraud examiner for the Indiana Attorney General's office, and for the last 23 years as a management professional for engineering firms doing business in Indiana. Jim holds a master's degree in public safety administration, serving as elected liaison to the Porter County Sheriff's Office and E911 for the last 21 years. As a member of our county council, Jim supported the creation of the foundation which protects and grows the proceeds from the sale of our county hospital. As commissioner, Jim kept our county functioning despite the ravages of COVID-19. Whatever standard you choose to measure his effectiveness, county road maintenance and improvement, drainage control, public safety, the quality of our county parks, or the fairgrounds in which we are now gathered, Jim has proven himself equal to the task. And Jim has done so while working effectively with everyone, irrespective of political affiliation. Jim has been recognized by his peers as president of the Northwest Indiana Commissioners Association, by his work with Humane Indiana, by his support for Porter County 4-H, and his support for Porter County Farm Bureau through the support for the Take Care We're Farming Around Here public safety program. Jim always answers the call when the need arises. But if his legacy of service to Porter County citizens is not enough to earn your vote, I'm here with you today as a friend and colleague of Jim to encourage you on your way home up State Road 49 to admire the beautiful pine trees Jim planted for us to enjoy along the highway. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andy Bozak. I want to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation for all of you joining us here today. Your presence underscores the importance of community engagement, and I'm truly honored to stand before you as a candidate for Porter County Council. As one of the current at-large members of the County Council, I've had the privilege of serving our community and am eager to continue this work with your support. This morning I want to talk to you about something that's been on the forefront of my campaign: communication. From the very beginning, I've made it clear that accessibility and open dialogue are not just buzzwords for me, they're guiding principles of my candidacy. As a proud resident of Porter County, I've seen firsthand the power of communication in bringing people together and driving positive change. That's why I'm committed to being a candidate who's not only accessible, but actively engaged within our community. One way I'm demonstrating this commitment is by providing my personal cell phone number, 219-508-7152. For anyone that wants to reach out, ask questions, or even just share your thoughts. Your voice matters to me, and I want you to know that I'm here to listen, whether it's a question about a policy, a concern about our community, or simply a suggestion on how we can make Porter County an even better place to live. But communication isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. And I promise you, I am listening. I'm listening to the concerns of our residents, the hopes and dreams of our families, and the vision for our community's future. In addition to my dedication to communication, I've had the privilege of achieving several milestones during my tenure as a county council member. These achievements include investments in many of the buildings around the county, not only the actual buildings, but the technology within them. In addition, I'm proud to share that alongside a dedicated team, we've raised Porter County's debt rating to a AA, signifying our commitment to financial stability. This upgrade benefits county residents by ensuring lower interest rates on bonds, saving taxpayer dollars, and enabling more investments in essential services like infrastructure, education, and public safety. I believe that together we can build a stronger, more vibrant Porter County, a community where everyone has a voice and everyone's voice is heard. As your candidate for Porter County Council, I'm committed to being a leader who is not only accessible, but accountable to the people I serve. I believe in transparency, fiscal responsibility, and above all, putting the needs of our community first. But I can't do this alone. I need your support, your input, and your voice to make this vision of a reality. Together, let's work tirelessly to build a brighter future for Porter County, a future where every resident has an opportunity to thrive and succeed. Thank you once again for your support, and let's keep this conversation going. Together, we can make a difference. One more time, my cell phone number, 219-508-7152. And yes, that's really me. Text it now. I'm at work, but you'll get a reply from me. Thank you guys all. Thank you all for listening. I hope you guys all have a great morning. And also, please remember to vote for Bozak in this upcoming Republican primary. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Duneland Chamber of Commerce, for putting this on this morning. My name is Bob DeRuntz, and I am running for the Porter County Council because good government that makes good decisions for the good of the people requires honest leaders. Leaders who are well qualified and well intentioned and have a proven track record of working to make a positive difference in our community. And that's what I've done for the last 30 years. I've done that as a teacher, where I have taught history at Chesterton High School for 29 years. I was named the Indiana Outstanding History Teacher of the Year last year because I'm really passionate about what I do. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. I have learned that even more important than the history lessons that I teach my students are the lessons in how I treat my students. And I will bring that same mentality of working hard and treating people right to the Porter County Council. I have also done that as the co-chair, co-president of the Duneland Teachers Association, where I have worked hard to increase our membership to over 97%. Because I listen, I'm responsive, and I work hard to find real solutions to our real challenges. I've done that as the chairman of negotiations, where I have worked to help increase Duneland's starting teacher salary from one of the lowest in the county to the 4th highest in the state, because I do my homework and I come to the table prepared. I've done that as a legislative liaison for the Indiana State Teachers Association, where I work closely with our state legislators, advocating for public education, for collective bargaining rights, organized labor. Because if that's not what we're fighting for, I'm not sure what we're fighting for. I've done that on the board of directors for the Porter County Parks and Recreation, where I've learned just how important our parks and our arts are to the collective well-being of our community. And I will advocate for those on the Porter County Council. I'm ready to get to work for you on the Porter County Council to help move Porter County forward together, to make good decisions when the decisions aren't always easy to make. I'm ready to get to work for you on the Porter County Council to ensure that public safety and quality infrastructure are job number one. I'm ready to get to work for you on the Porter County Council to ensure that our county employees are well paid and that our board appointments are driven by good decision-making, professionalism, and expertise, because our county government is only as good as the people who are running it. I can guarantee you that I will always be honest, I will always be responsive, I will always be transparent, and I will always lead with integrity. I'm ready to get to work for you on the Porter County Council to help lead Porter County forward together, because I truly believe that we are better together. Thank you.
Hello. As if public speaking isn't challenging enough, I have to come up with a cone on my head. I had emergency surgery, so that's the explanation for that. First of all, I would like to thank the Duneland Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event. My name is Joanne Miller, and I'm running for Porter County Council at large. Just a little bit about myself. I am a lifelong Porter County resident. I currently live in Valparaiso. I work in Maryville, Indiana at the Methodist Hospital. This is the first time for me as being a candidate. I decided to run 3 years ago because I noticed the injustice being done to our civil liberties. This motivated me to get involved as a community activist. I began going to and speaking at every commissioner's meeting, every county council, even some school board meetings, and some Board of Health meetings. The Porter County Council is the financial arm of the local government. With that being said, I feel we must do a better job with the taxpayers' money. Porter County received $33.3 million in ARPA funding. There was some mishandling with these funds, in my opinion. There was a few of us community activists voicing our concerns to make sure that the nonprofits and the small businesses receive their monies. Another reason I chose to run is safety. If elected, I would like to work with our sheriff to ensure they have the funds to hire and retain deputies. I would like to have open communication between citizens and our sheriffs. Also, if I'm elected, I would like to make sure our law enforcement are paid a competitive wage. I feel change happens not only with experience, but also with knowledge. I have dedicated countless hours of my time educating myself and others on these county issues that we are facing. This, I feel, sets me apart from the other candidates. I humbly ask for your vote. Please check out my Facebook page, Dawn Miller for Porter County Council. There's a link on my page if you would like to donate. And remember, a new day is dawning this May 7th.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Erik Wagner, and great thing about that is there's about 15 minutes left, so you can get up and walk around, warm up a little bit. A little cold in here. And it also means you've seen me up here a couple times before. I was elected on the Porter Town Council twice. I served 2 terms. I was elected to the county council. I've been on numerous boards, commissions through the town. I've been liaisons to police department, fire department, parks department. Pretty much local government. I've been around for the last 10 years, serving as best as I can. And I'm here today to talk about my key pillars to why I'm running. First is public safety, strengthening community, police relations to promote transparency and accountability, prioritizing crime prevention through education, job training, and social services. Second is economic development, empowering small businesses by reducing and promoting empowering small businesses by promoting entrepreneurship, attracting new industries to diversify our economy and create prosperity. Third, environmental stewardship, preserving our natural resources for future generations through conservation efforts, promoting sustainable practices in agriculture, transportation, and waste management. Lastly, environmental economics, maximizing economic opportunity by leveraging natural treasures like the National Park, which last year saw more people than Yellowstone, for tourism and outdoor recreation. Environmental economics presents opportunities for local businesses to thrive, and I will advocate for policies that support and promote businesses, artisans, entrepreneurs, ensuring they benefit from economic opportunities associated with environmental tourism. Inclusion by platform is rooted in inclusive growth, environmental sustainability, and public safety. Together we can build a strong and more resilient Porter County if we do 3 things. Support our unions, believe in our community, and vote Wagner on May 7th. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nate Uldricks, and I'm seeking the Republican nomination for Porter County Council. I'm a 3rd-generation citizen who grew up in a working-class, union, and public servant family in Portage. I knew early on that I wanted to serve the public and make an impact in my community.
My dad was in the Army and the Indiana National Guard for 30 years, and now works with veterans. And my mom, when I was a boy, was a waitress actually at Kelsey's Steakhouse, now works with special ed kids in the south side of Chicago. But my biggest influence was my grandma. She didn't have a high school degree. She was the janitor at our church in Portage. Yet she was very active in the Portage community. She just seemed to know everyone and was always a source of kindness and encouragement and friendship for those around her. For me, though, she was foundational. Every week she took me to the Portage Library and instilled in me a love of learning and a love of books. As a Sunday school teacher, she taught me the epic stories of Old Testament and New Testament that we all know and love. And through various friends she made over the years, she organized little behind-the-scenes tours of the steel mill, Port of Indiana, and of course the Indiana Dunes, which rooted my identity in Northwest Indiana. And boy, was she proud of me. At her funeral, which was totally packed, standing room only, I asked to write and deliver the eulogy because I wanted to share the impact that she had on me. But the funny thing is, the opposite thing happened. People were coming up to me and telling me the impact that she had on them. Reflecting back later, what I learned was that this is the good life. A life worth living, which isn't your job title, it's not your college degrees, it's not your resume or what you have in your bank account. It's the relationships that you build with those around you and the impact you have on your community. And while public service was, I believe, always in my blood, what I learned from that day was that's the life I want to live. That's why I'm running for county council. To not only build strong relationships with those around me, but to build a great county, a great community really, that we want to leave to future generations. I consider myself blessed to grow up here and now raise my own small family here. I love that we can drive 5 minutes in any direction and be on some county road in the middle of a cornfield, or that we can awe at the colossal industrial might on the county's north end, or stroll along cool little shops in downtowns, or take in the beautiful lake and sand dunes. Very few people have what we have in this country. However, we need far-sighted leadership to preserve it. That's why I'm running for Porter County Council, to craft a long-term vision that sets us up for generational success. I want us to all get in the same boat and row in the same direction and build a great future together. I'm Nate Uldricks for County Council. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much to the Duneland Chamber of Commerce for hosting us today. My name is Michelle Harris, and I'm a Republican candidate for Porter County Council at large. I have lived in Valparaiso for over 15 years. I am an English teacher at Valparaiso High School and a member of the Valparaiso Teachers Association. I serve as the Valparaiso High School Student Council sponsor, as well as the freshman class sponsor. I am an active member of Temple Israel, and I serve as our board secretary. I was recently named to the Fire Territory Board for the City of Valparaiso. I am married to Chuck Harris, the Porter County Recorder, and together we have 3 children. Throughout my teaching career, I have demonstrated my ability to communicate effectively with diverse audiences and to lead and organize groups. I am running because I have spent my career investing in the future of our community, our children, and I believe I have even more to offer to make Porter County an even better place to live, work, and play. My top 3 priorities are public safety, infrastructure, and government transparency. There is no greater responsibility of our government than public safety. I am committed to standing with our first responders, ensuring the proper funding and training of our county sheriff's department, and working with law enforcement and our county judicial system to ensure that each is equipped to continue to make Porter County the safest county in Northwest Indiana. I believe that creating a high quality of life with amenities such as housing, good schools, and recreational opportunities can attract talented workers and their families. Our roads, bridges, and infrastructure are another critical responsibility of county government. We must maintain our infrastructure in a fiscally responsible manner before we must overspend by replacing and rebuilding. By focusing on these areas, the county can become more attractive to businesses, leading to economic growth and prosperity for the community as a whole. Access to transparent government and government information allows citizens to make informed decisions about their lives, communities, and holds our elected officials accountable. I would like to find more effective avenues for communicating with citizens by making it easier for them to obtain useful information. It is our civic duty to respond to questions and concerns from the people of Porter County and give citizens a voice. Much like being available to my students and their parents, I will be available by phone, email, and/or in person to hear concerns. My decision to run for county council is because I believe in being a public servant. My passion is to be part of something bigger while serving the people in our community on a larger level. I have the drive and desire to make Porter County the best that it can be. I believe candidates who have a strong moral and ethical value are more likely to make decisions that prioritize the common good and are aligned with the needs of the people that they serve and represent. I have a proven history of tackling challenges and a dedicated record of serving our community with the primary goal of making a positive impact on people's lives. As you consider how you will cast your ballot for Porter County Council, I hope that I can earn your vote. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to thank Rachel Campbell and the Duneland Chamber of Commerce for this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Nicole Baker. I am not quite the last person on the list running for Porter County Council. I've been a resident of Porter County for the last 17 years. My husband and I have 3 children. I have an engineering degree with a business minor and 20 years of experience in civil and structural engineering work. And my work experience includes doing the structural design and civil engineering for buildings, bridges, and roads, managing large and small projects, reading and drafting technical reports, writing and reviewing proposals, reviewing bids, and construction administration work with clients and contractors. These projects have been commercial and industrial in nature, so I have a vast array of experience with several different types of projects. My experience and abilities will help assist county agencies in effective planning for the maintenance of our county infrastructure. My priorities. Obviously, my first priority is ensuring we have adequate support for our emergency services. We must ensure that our police, fire, and ambulance services have adequate support. Every emergency involves someone's loved one. Probably the largest challenge going forward for the next few years is the maintenance of our roads, bridges, and county structures. I certainly would prefer that these priorities are taken care of while maintaining the lowest tax rate of any county in the state of Indiana, which I believe we do currently have. I believe in keeping our taxes low by helping to ensure that our tax dollars are utilized in the most efficient and frugal manner possible to ensure that we are investing for a maximum rate of return. Currently, our tax dollars are drained off by the state and are not being returned to the county level. I don't currently support any tax increases, but instead would look for ways to keep as much of our money in the county as possible and try to solve any problems by looking at causes and address issues directly. Governments tend to throw money at problems to fix them without looking for ways to solve them. They make decisions, draft ordinances, and spend money with seemingly good intentions, but do not make sense, which is one of the biggest frustrations I have with governments at all levels currently. I was recently in Florida for spring break and saw solar panels being utilized as parking structures, like roof covering parking structures. And that seemed far more logical to me than replacing our local farmland with solar panels, especially in Porter County, where we can go days or longer without even seeing the sun. Too often decisions are made so that people in charge feel like they are doing something, but the decisions make no sense. I'd love to bring common sense, transparency, and integrity back to government. I can do that with your vote. Thank you for your time and attention.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I am the last speaker, which I'm pretty sure most of you are happy to know that. My name is Susie Talevski, and I am running for the Porter County Council at large. I am an attorney, I'm an advocate, and I'm an activist. And just to tell you a little bit about myself that I think exemplifies who I truly am is a big success that I had recently on behalf of Hoosier nursing home patients. Some of you may have known that there was a United States Supreme Court case that I pursued on behalf of my own father who had been maltreated in a local nursing home. And I decided that I was going to change the law and make sure that our Hoosier nursing home patients would be able to hold publicly owned nursing homes accountable in federal court. Many of you may not know, but here in Indiana, about 95% of the nursing homes are owned by county hospitals. And there is a scheme that they engage in whereby they are bringing in massive amounts of Medicaid dollars, but those county hospitals are diverting that money for their own public uses. This, by the way, has resulted in Indiana taking in more Medicaid dollars than any other state in the country, but we have the worst nursing homes. That's not acceptable. Not to me, and to no one else who has a parent or a loved one in a nursing home. Well, when I took on Marion County, Indiana, this was a truly David and Goliath battle. No one thought I could accomplish my goal of making sure that Hoosier nursing home patients had a right of action in federal court to hold county hospitals to account for violations of the Federal Nursing Home Reform Act using a very powerful civil rights statute called Section 1983. And in this battle, when we went up to the 7th Circuit in Chicago, we ended up reversing the case that was dismissed in the lower court. But Marion County decided to take us all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. And when they did that, by the way, they asked the Supreme Court not only to reverse the 7th Circuit decision, but also to take away the rights of 100 million of the most vulnerable people in our country. Basically, they didn't want anyone who has any social safety net program to have rights to hold states accountable for violations of those rights. Everyone under the sun thought we were going to lose this case. Everyone. But we fought all the way. I was very fortunate. I had a very big law firm to help me win this. We took on Marion County, we took on Todd Rokita and 21 red states, and we took on the Biden administration. And guess what? We won 7-2. I want people to know that's who I am. And when I am your county council woman, representative on the county council, rest assured I will be your strongest advocate on there for the people, especially the most vulnerable, disenfranchised, and marginalized people in our society. That is my passion. My passion is to stand up for the voiceless in our society. I ask for your support so that I could be your next county councilwoman. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, and have a great day. And get out there and vote and help all the candidates here because they need your support. Thank you so much. Remember, I'm Susie Talevski, Porter County Council candidate, Democratic candidate. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Sylvia Graham, and I'm running for re-election for the Porter County Council. I lived my entire adult life in Porter County and raised a family here. I received my nursing degrees from both IU and Purdue. I was the first family nurse practitioner on medical staff at Northwest Hospital, Porter. I was a Porter County 4-H leader for 11 years and traveled on a women's national bass fishing tour. I was elected to 4 terms to serve on the Porter County Council. For 15 years, I have served on the Porter County Aging and Community Service Board and the Recycling and Waste District Board. And for the past 8 years, I have served on the Juvenile Detention Advisory Board. I am liaison to 15 county departments. I am a founding member of the Porter County Charitable Foundation. My 3 top priorities are safety initiatives. I will continue to support the sheriff, the highway and stormwater and bridge departments, resources to needs to ensure safety and safe conditions for travel throughout the county. Promoting sound planning and maintenance for job growth, keeping taxes low. Over 16 years, we have been financially responsible, maintaining low taxes, allowing us to bond for major projects, such as a highway garage. Protecting our ecosystem is a must. Double tracking on the South Shore will provide opportunities for major projects. The town of Porter right now is building a new water and sewer lines that will extend into the national and state parks. This will prevent water and soil contamination. Currently, there are 3 subdivisions being planned for Hebron. So our county is growing. For the past 15 years, my constituents have contacted me through emails, phone calls, and the council office. Many times over the years, I've been thanked for emails. I will continue to remain available by whatever means to listen, to act, and to find answers to their inquiries. These are challenging times. I have worked hard listening and interacting with my constituents. I am the only woman presently on the council. I am retired and I do not want to see taxes increase. The county has one of the lowest tax rates in the state, and I will work hard to keep it that way. I feel my work is not done. I have the energy, the experience, and the time to continue serving, and I am asking for your support and your vote on May 7th. Thank you.